Welcome to Outback Outdoors. Make sure you like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.
I bet you a bull comes to that wall. Or at least wallows on the way, you know. Oh man,
I think we get somewhere and
we
just...
couldn't get 100 yards from that wall though.
You couldn't?
You could.
Oh, you could?
Right, the trees go 100 yards.
Oh, dude.
And it's for tore up.
Then let's do that.
That might be the spot to hang out.
You want to do that like from 1 o'clock?
And all day, just to sit there. Because they're going to start bugling from their bed early. So that was our evening plan.
Which didn't go as we planned.
It wasn't as productive.
Yeah.
Because nothing came to the wallow. But we did watch some elk toward evening start working out. It just none of the bulls we wanted.
Yeah.
We packed up, went back over. The plan was to get back into that basin a little earlier the next morning. But now you're in your mind, you're thinking, okay, I got 2 bulls I can shoot.
Yeah. Yeah, and we looked across on the south side, and there's, again, elk everywhere. And the big 6x7 is over there. And there's another nice 6-point that I think I'd seen earlier in the week from that glassing location, a real narrow 6-point with really long fronts, thirds, and swords, and then kind of weak fifths. And he's just super narrow bull. And him and that 6x7 kind of squared off a little bit. I don't think they ever locked up, but you know, it was going on over there. But then we had a bull bugling on our side, also again, kind of
where that bigger bull
where
was.
the bigger bull went into the timber, and there's a bull screaming in there.
But he's being pretty reserved.
Yeah, he wasn't bugling a lot.
There was a 6x5
6x5
that had the longest bugle in the history of bugles.
Yeah.
Wasn't that one?
It might have been the
was the
5 or I don't know, one of those two. But it was like 2.
Those were distinctive. If that would have been the bulls we were hunting, you could have almost used their bugle to figure out exactly where they were.
Right.
But the 2 bulls that we wanted to shoot just sounded like good elk.
Yeah, so that bull was bugling kind of just every once in a while. He wasn't really getting sucked in with all the other craziness going on across the basin. And so I'm like, well, heck, you know, that could be that big 6. So I was like, well, Levi, let's frickin' go in there and get after him.
We both thought that it was going to be the big 6.
Yeah,
because he was being quiet for one. We was thinking, all right, our mindset was he's being quiet and he's going to keep his cows to himself. He don't want no other bulls over there with him.
Right.
And we just go in there after him, and there's bulls, not on that side, but there's bulls screaming everywhere, and he's the only one that's, you know, on the side that he's on that north side right there. And we end up getting right on top of this sucker. We messed with him for a little while and ended up making a move to try to get on his level to call him in. which worked because we got right on this level and we was just fixed to make a move, and I was like, I see him, he's coming. And then you, of course, again, he's like, oh, yeah, he's a decent 6.
He's still right.
Now he wants to be big. He went back across and went back in the same spot he came out at.
I think it's just, I don't think he has cows, just a satellite bull, but we got up there and he popped out and was looking, but he was nervous, so I just headed back this way, kept calling, and he walked right up to Levi, and I was watching back here with my binos, and Levi's like in this side of my binos, and the bull's like on this side, staring through at Levi. What, like 10 yards, 12 yards? Something like that. Well, it wasn't the big one, but it was fun. They're freaking still going nuts down here. Well, we got on him. He's just about a 285 bull.
So that afternoon we set up down lower, not quite like in the middle of the basin, but down lower to where
our thinking was is we would see the elk start to move up, hopefully identify him. Because what we didn't want to happen was to get down really close and then have cows, because where we were planning on moving to, the cows would have been as they come out all around us. And again, we don't want to blow those cows out, because that's what I feel like is going to ruin the basin. So we were trying to set back to where we could be like, okay, there he is, now we'll move, because we know he's going to be up here. So that risk of spooking cows is not as great as the reward of, like, you know, knowing that bull's going to be there. So this morning we had one of our big bulls in here. He's acting really aggressive. He dropped down on this little flat right here and then into the timber, and he's still bugling in there. So we're going to just try to ease in there as long as we have a good wind. If anything goes wrong, we're just going to back out and try to set up for an evening, but we're going to go in there and see if we can challenge him and see if he'll come check us out. Ready?
So there's Tanner sitting. He's skulking right now because he's really needing to get a shot at a big bull. And this is our home away from home until the storm stops. Is this like a fort? I look up.
All right, close your eyes. I'm gonna break some sticks.
This is like a fort. And here we have these are the Kafaru packs that are keeping the camera gear dry here. What do you think of this, dude?
I think it's a blast.
So
I forgot my rain gear.
Yeah, me too.
This looks more comfortable, feels more comfortable than the tent we slept in.
This probably would be more comfortable than the tent you slept in.
Just get you like a tarp over right here and lay straight on this. Dude, that'd be awesome.
They actually would. Mm-hmm. I bet you wouldn't have the condensation problem you had.
Yeah. Definitely.
I guess we had a raghorn and some cows almost run us over.
There's
Yeah.
about 15 yards from us, probably.
Yeah, just randomly ran right to us.
And we're all sitting in the wide open.
Yeah.
Like, we wasn't even ready for it because we're just all sitting in the wide open. You was taking some pictures. Me and Eric were talking. All of a sudden, we all look up and there's elk coming at us.
There's a small bull.
So we kind of left a little earlier that night, I noticed.
Yeah, and we just weren't gonna have the time, and I don't want to, blow everything out. And those elk, it's like once shooting light is almost gone, then it was like seemed like a bunch of elk.
Yeah, they just were piling out.
But it was just gonna be too late. So we scooted back out of there, trying not to blow anything out.
And that's when we looked across the other way and saw that big flat. And
Going back to camp.
Remember?
Yeah.
And there was elk
There's
everywhere.
a bunch of elk out there.
Yeah.
And at least one decent looking bull, but it was so dark we couldn't tell. They're not making it up here. Time.
Thanks for watching Outback Outdoors. We encourage you to comment below, and as always, like, subscribe, and click the alert to stay up to date on all our new videos.